unchecked in mid lane with Silas going away. We've seen like a Poly stuff. Yeah, Poppy was another unanswered jungler here. So what's interesting is you do have trades of marks when you have trades of supports. Again, Lulu is going to be okay here overall. I like the Renekton, however. Thank you, Fudge. But it feels like Poppy and Azir feel a little uncontested in the draft right now.
Yeah, I mean, Trundle generally is the answer to the Poppy that we've been seeing a lot in pro play. You know, we've seen Sejuani a bit. We saw that earlier in the LEC today. People kind of taking that tank versus tank matchup.
But the AD carries, y'all! The Yuumi split up from the Zeri, so I assume they'll go with the Lulu or something like that with the Zeri to buff it up for layer to really give it that scaling potential. And the Sejuani has been super highly prioritized, both as a flex pick for top lane as well as jungle. Could be the tank presence that they need.
Alrighty, well, Shreeman's represented here on Evil Geniuses. Definitely a lot of team fight power. Lulu, an expected option as the answer here to buff up the Zeri. Obviously, plenty of shields there. She can kite out, can kind of be the main character here in Berserker. I mean, just an absolute stellar player with a Lulu in his back pocket. Can do a lot in these team fights.
It will be interesting now to see, you know, what Cloud9 is going to actually focus their bans on. You know, is this a Sejuani jungle? Do they start banning out junglers here and tip their hand a little bit? Or is it going to be more bans towards top, towards impact? It will, in fact, be jungle bans. Of course, you know, this could be Blaber playing Sejuani. It could be Fudge playing the Sejuani. We don't really know. But if you really want to thin out the jungle pool to a point where none of those S tiers are there, you could very well just put Sejuani in the jungle, 5th pick top, and try to give Fudge an answer there.
The thing is, I feel like there's so many junglers available now. It's really hard to take them all off of the board here. But they are talking about the Vi specifically. That is a counter to Zeri, the point and click. And so they ban away the Vi and the Poppy
last
here.
weekend.
Number 1 and number 2.
1 week ago, that photo.
He dyed his hair since
and then he got his hair dyed. That's why he looks different.
Oh, okay, that's the only difference. Yeah.
Oh, he hovers Anila, playing with my heart. I expect it to come out late in the series, obviously. So hopefully we still get some shout outs there. Berserker trying to keep it fun, but we do expect, especially with Sejuani, like Viego is such a good champion to pair with it because you can proc the stun so quickly. Something along those lines. But since it's Blaber and you have a Lulu on your team already, the questions of the Olaf and these types of, you know, charge through champions also come through.
And I do wonder, you know, would Fudge be willing to go to an aggressive, like, split pushing top laner, right? And actually put that in top lane, put the Sejuani in the jungle. You can have those pairings that we used to see in the past. You know, Aurelia Sejuani was this pairing that was so popular. We can see it also with things like Fiora that can work really, really well.
I feel like now it's going to be kept in the top lane for sure, into the Ornn. Sejuani is a good matchup into the Ornn. Despite us seeing some people mess up the matchup, still has been super popular. Let's see, Evil Genius is going to round out a very standard, huge scaling.
Ooh, I like this. I like this.
It's such a strong pairing with Yuumi, right? You know, this is one of the throwbacks, is that Hecarim, you know, pairing up with the Yuumi.
Yeah, please.
Do that hard engage here. Singe is a great answer into Ornn. You can actually completely stop the redirecting of the ultimate.
And it's so buffed right now. Singe got buffs on the last round from the patch. Is so strong right now.
Do it, do it, do it. I heard you in the audience. Camille, pretty fun as well. Singe, of course, also a shout out to the recent LCK finals. Yeah, it is Sejuani jungle, the early pick, the flex. We have seen her go into the jungle a lot more. Camille will be the Ornn answer here instead, but I'm still excited about this Yuumi Hecarim.
Yeah, this is really, really exciting. It's going to be so interesting to see how C9 is going to play around top. It does feel like there has to be a lot of attention up towards there, because when you're playing Sejuani jungle, you really want to focus on the melee pairing, stacking up that passive very quickly. So can they actually, you know, get mid lane prio even and try to move up towards top lane, try to punish impact? You've got to really hammer home some dives you have to field to put Fudge ahead.
I honestly expect a lot of farming in the early stages of this game. Both teams are set up for front-to-back team fighting here, for scaling carries from both the bottom lane and the mid lane.
What's it going to be now? Evil Geniuses make their post-season debut. Spring was a slow start, but they ran the lower bracket. And ever since then, summer has been theirs to toy with. They've been in first place the entire time. They're now making their best of 5 debut in summer here against Cloud. Going #1 team in the LCS, reigning champions, first place regular season, Evil Geniuses, up against Cloud9, the historic best international team that the LCS has ever had. Looking to make it back onto top. Zven role swapping into support here on the Lulu. His trademark has been the range supports, the enchanters. And Berserker, the man of carrying games on his back, on the Zeri, probably the queen of doing that as a champion. We'll see if Cloud9 can step up to EG's level.
This crowd is hyping me up rather than us hyping the crowd up. I love it. Game number 1 here. This one's going to be hot. I do expect, like I said, though, there to be a lot of farming in the early game here. So we are getting pumped up, but with the Hecarim and Sejuani as the jungles especially, and both mid, bottom lanes being farm lane.
Mana flow, huge. Level 1, victory from Evil Geniuses. Mana flow stacked, area damage in, Vulcan far ahead.
It is worth noting also that Fudge is playing Ignite, so this is a flashless Camille. Can get preyed on, by these ganks sometimes if you do push up too heavily. He's got to try to create some sort of an advantage. Danny, though, taking a bad end of that trade.
I will say, too, you see a long leash here from the Ornn to the Hecarim on the side of Evil Geniuses. So we have, not only is it a topside start for Inspired here on the Hecarim, but it was a long Ornn leash, so really boosting this Hecarim ahead. This has been a strategy. Whenever we see Hecarim come out, and it's not just, Turbo OP champion at the time, always really trying to put effort into the champion to get their clear started super quickly, because it does scale so nicely with the move speed that you get later from the Yuumi on you, the engage guaranteed, basically. It also means he's going to be pathing away from that top lane, away from the Ornn, of course. And Impact's job is just to mitigate losses up there, just farm up on the Ornn, try not to get into a dangerous spot versus that Ignite Camille.
So what build are you expecting then from the Hecarim? Given that we do have an Ornn, do you think it's going to be more damage style, or are you thinking just Turbo Chem Tank, more playing that?
I would for sure expect Turbo Chem Tank because they have Azir and Sivir. Like, that's your damage for later. You don't need to invest in, Trinity Force or anything crazy like that. So I do expect it to be the Turbo Chem Tank. But, Inspired is carry jungler at heart.
I was going to say, I really want to see Triforce Death Stance with Triforce Cleaver.
And he does have a Yuumi on his team. So.
Yeah. Pretty good damage right here. Looking solid as, decent bit of trades going on. Early Boomerang Blades and Ricochets are nerfed, but the damage is still landing, and ultimately Vulcan getting a free pass through this lane, and Danny's, to be fair, down 4 CS against Berserker and Zven.
Yeah, but I mean, the sustain here is really making the difference. Danny and Vulcan are fighting so heavily, constantly using that Yuumi passive every time it's up to get the mana return, to poke them down. So yes, they were down on CS a little bit, but they fought the wave so heavily to deny Berserker and Zven from being able to reset that wave, get the timing that they wanted. Zven's out of potions, he's too low, so they have to go back to base. And we'll see, is Berserker going to be threatened off whatsoever? Looks like no, but it will be a better reset for EG.
I want to see what's going on with this top crab as well, because Inspired has crossed over, but that is Blaber territory here, with Orianna using the teleport back. Blaber gets both crabs. Oh, wait, the smite is coming in. Inspired wants it.
Yeah, smite up, but he's going to get stunned up. Can't get much more going on there. His ghost is down, then looks like Blaber going to claim it.
If there's one thing we know about Blaber, very protective of his crabs, okay?
That's my crab, get away.
He cues Inspired back, chases him off. Inspired can't get into range for the smite steal.
I will say, though, early crabs are diminished in value, and Inspired took Krug. So yes, the camp is up, and Sejuani's on it now. So yes, obviously Scorpion looks better. Krugs are going down now, but we should have Hecarim on the map moving around a bit sooner.
And the experience was nerfed, but the gold stayed the same.
Yeah.
So gold value definitely still there too. And we'll see, because you really, really do want to get your Lucidity boots pretty early there. We'll see if the recall comes in after second clear.
Pathing on his way down right now. Obviously, the boots and the Ruby Crystal are in for Inspired already. Tactically, could still be the Triforce build. Again, not expecting it, but Chem Tank, the prediction. I'm going to hold out hope, okay?
Yeah.
I love me some Trinity Force champions. Got to bring that meme back a little bit, and Hecarim, one of the best uses of it. See which way it goes, but yeah, is on the map. And again, Blaber is up 2 crabs, is down a recall, so his gold is higher, but the inventory is not as good.
Absolutely, but at the same time, the respawns are working out, with these jungle camps, that he'll get towards this bottom side, he'll finish off his wolves, he'll take out that last camp there on the Gromp, and then he'll have time to recall before any camps do respawn, right? So he's optimized his clear pretty well. Kobe talked about it, it's going to be focused on farming from the junglers in the early stages, so he doesn't really care about that later recall too much here. And is going to have time without missing any camps. So still very efficient. And I do like that he was actually, contesting for those crabs early on, because they had lane prio, and you want to be making sure you're getting something from that.
Well, first recall comes in from Impact. Wants to be able to walk his way back to lane. Theoretically, the wave should be in a spot to allow him to do so and save the teleport. He dropped a CS or 2, but decides no. Though the lane is going towards me, I want to maximize income. Teleports back all the same.
Yeah, this is always an interesting choice, right? And I've discussed this with a number of top laners because I do think it's low reward oftentimes when you TP back when the wave is slow pushing towards you, but top laners will make the argument that every little bit of experience is really what makes the difference in some of these matchups. So clearly Impact prioritizing, making sure he maximizes XP there, not missing out on any of the minions. But if you do get ganked after that TP now, you're not going to have to get back to lane, and so it's way more punishing.
Yeah, I do understand it too, because especially Ornn trying, experience is one of his most valuable measures for success for the team, trying to get that level 13 so he can start upgrading items as well. Meanwhile, it is the push out here. Blaber helping Jensen get the shallow ward here towards the Raptors and some river control.
And bottom scuttle going to be 3
Crowd
in a row here.
number 3!
He is unstoppable. Cloud9 with a shellfish buffet, just maybe unstoppable.
Gotta get in there for these crab takes, baby. Inspired, now under attack again from the flail of Blaber.
And gets the stun over the wall, but the lion's share of the damage is actually at the auto attack afterwards, so not a big hit there. We can see 48 to 43 in terms of CS marker. Again, the scuttle difference is a pretty big deal. Zven has taken his first recall, gets full ability power. Berserker happy to play the lane 1v2, but Zven, careful, you still get ricocheted on and chuck down to 200.
And I just like how EG is playing this out with their bottom lane. They're trading so aggressively. They're constantly pressuring Zven, taxing his resources here, pushing him back time and time again, maximizing the use there of that Yuumi passive, constantly getting mana back and being able to sustain Danny up with this relentless shove on that bottom side.
Okay.
Ignite ready here for Fudge. Hextech ultimatum ready.
Ulti's up for all 3 members. Is it going to be enough? Scarsblue may have spotted what was going on as Azir tagged it. Looks like no. Impact playing relatively far away. This lane is in an awkward spot. He's got more minions, but it's on the other side.
I want to call out that question mark ping. They blew question mark ping from the side of Evil Geniuses because they think Blaber's here, and then Impact is an under attack anyways. Has to end up flashing.
Doesn't want to get locked in place at the turret range, so out he goes.
Really good job, though, forcing out that flash. And I have to actually, credit the pathing because they're able to circumvent a lot of these wards. There was a pink ward here. There was a pink ward here. There was, I think a ward somewhere around that area as well that they're able to kind of circumvent.
So, and that's why I wanted to call out the ping here, because Impact from the movement of Fudge is thinking, hey, this guy's got to have a jungler here. So good read there, and then ends up still having to flash anyways, though.
Blaze gets cleared down. Fudge will be taking his CS back under the turret. Looks like we're going to see our next recall out of Impact in the exact same state it was in the last time, where it's meeting up in front of the turret. It will slow walk down. He TP'd for the first one, got a couple extra, bit of XP as a result, and he'll be in the same boat this time, but walking.
Absolutely, and now it's going to be up to C9 to try to find that repeat window, right? They have a couple minutes here with no flash there on Impact, where they will have all ultimates, they'll have the Ignite, everything available, ready to go. You really want to kill Impact during that window and start farming plates on the Camille to kind of slingshot her ahead, so at the very least she always has lane prio and can threaten these moves towards mid, start getting something more done with this last pick.
Okay, looking at Jensen here, flashes down, the fear is perfect, has no agency anymore! And first blood comes through for Jojopyun.
And Phreak, he does have a Sheen in inventory, but I still would think it's
Sunder.
It's Sunder instead. It's a higher chance there, but that is first blood for Evil Geniuses into the hands of Azir too. The perfect place for them. Super rich Jojo here, as you can see at the FTX total gold graph. Really, really good stuff for the snowball.
Yeah, and it's so big they didn't commit summoners at all, right? And they got the flash off of Jensen, so Jensen now gonna have to be playing this very carefully. Blaber in the area, trying to make sure no sort of repeat shenanigans happen.
I like that play by Jojo, by the way. Here he puts the W down early. If you're paying attention and your W's already down, you can on reflex go back with E and dodge Shockwave. Instead of being able to cast it together, where otherwise the animation is too long. So he's very smart to precast that one. Is not ganked by Blaber, who is now going for the bigger crab.
Yeah, he has circumvented the vision of the Scuttle Crab. Fudge's going to walk over here, though, no problem, as they've got the bottom lane already up here. Sivir making the move, though. Evil Geniuses, with this move for their bottom lane, they're actually coming for the fight, but they're too late.
Ooh, knock up there. Decent damage here, Fudge. He does not have flash. He might try to jump the wall, ult for a bit of time, but is it going to be enough, though? Rewards arrive. Lulu ulti buys a lot of time, and Inspired goes down. Ornn hits 3. Here's Jojo. Jojo, no ulti. That might not be enough, because Shockwave's going to be here. Going to land on one more champion as Impact falls down as well. Fudge finds a stun. Blaber as well. Jojopyun has no flash. He's got no flares, and it's a 3-0 fight for Cloud9.
Evil Geniuses fumble it so hard. Cloud9 will take the kills and the Rift Herald. That is massive.
And bot plates! Zeri didn't even move. Berserker's down there pushing in bot. Yes, the EG bot lane will shove in mid, but Cloud9 massively ahead off of that play.
Oh, EG were so frustrated. They moved late to this Rift Herald play. They called their bottom lane up, and then since they had already invested that call, seems like they felt like they had to force something here, but they were down resources. No Azir ult from the first blood in mid lane, and they get crushed. Cloud9 just turn on them. Look at this. Let's take a look once again. Blast going over here for Inspired. Fudge, though, with the Hextech ultimatum, going to be able to dodge there on the initial E and buy some time for Blaber to get over and get his back.
Yeah, I mean, there's no Hecarim ult. There's no ult on the Azir. Cloud9 have the extra man here with the support roam from Zven. So, you know, an ill-advised fight there for EG, but I agree, Kobe. It felt like once they had committed to moving up and the Herald's already gone, they're like, we at least got to kill someone on the exit, right? And it's just too much, too far there. Cloud9 able to punish, still very close game, but Herald in pocket means good things for Cloud9.
We'll see when first rate comes through. Right now, it hasn't been touched. It's all been about the gold gain, champions, camps, neutral objectives. See when they go for more. Blaber finds another crab right in front of him. Lovely. Had dropped the, fourth Herald of the game on the top side. So one was claimed by Inspired. But I believe it's 4-1 in Scuttle Crabs right now.
Yep. That's the crab count. What really matters, baby.
3-1 kills, no.
Exactly. 4-1 in crabs. He's thriving.
Yeah. Take down the scoreboard, put up the crab counter.
Let's get that Cloud9 crab count. Honestly, though, too, look at the vision that they were able to place around the dragon as well for the setup. Now that they've already taken Rift Herald off top side, of course, they're going to turn their sights down to the other side of the map, where we do have constantly shoving Sivir lane here, just annihilating the minion wave, getting the push for Evil Geniuses into the recall.
Going to be the blue buff handoff with a steal to boot. Jensen going to keep putting the damage down, so the auto won't nuke it just yet. And there's the pickup there. Jensen gets a blue.
So it is Sunder, obviously uninspired, so going to be having at least some damage in there. Wouldn't be shocked to see him just go like Deadman's or whatever next into more of a tanky style. And it is more this kind of, I don't know if I want to call it new meta, but we're seeing a lot more Crown on Azir. You know, and sometimes into things like Assassins, like we saw into Akali, but now into the Orianna and everything as well. So really just afraid of that upfront burst potentially, but you do have to be careful about not getting it poked off because your damage is lower and it is absolutely useless if you're getting poked.
Yeah, I think Camille threatening backline as well. Going to be pretty scared of the all-in. Blaber just going to use the Herald towards mid here. Always a good choice. It's never a bad choice to take a chunk of the health out of the mid lane turret, especially if you resign yourself, hey, we're approaching 14 minutes, I just want my plate money. Mid lane turret is one of the most valuable just to get the damage on it so you can take it later and take away that area of safety.
You can see Jensen walked in to get his share of the gold, wanted to make sure it wasn't all on Sejuani. Obviously, Orianna certainly scales the gold harder than Sedge does, so I think a very smart choice.
How dare you?
He just said, Blaber, I'm taking 160 from you. This would go to you, but I'm taking half. And he's like, yeah, I understand. Yeah.
Yes, as we all do.
Yeah. But you got to play Master Yi and be like, no, just backping the guy. You're playing Karma for me. All right, let's go. But 2,000 gold lead. Cloud9 off to the races here in game one. And Berserker hasn't been part of any kills, but his farm's been good. He's been getting solo plates down there. Most gold in the game.
Yeah, what a player he has been for Cloud9 as well. Hugely talked up rookie.
Stun, ignite, second stun. 4-1 kill score. Cloud9 keep coming.
Yeah, it looked like the true damage Q was already prepped there for Fudge on the dive. So after the abilities are used in that trade, he's got the Q ready, goes in, gets that huge chunk of true damage. Blaber nails the ulti. They made that dive look simple.
It was simple. It was simple. Meanwhile, the dragon picked up on the other side here for Evil Geniuses will be their consolation prize. But the gold lead ballooning here for Cloud9 is going to become very difficult to deal with.
As the Drake gets picked up right there, I believe it's another crab 5-1 for Cloud9. Top crab, I believe, is the marker over in that river. So still going even better for Cloud9. And the one thing they have lost, yes, they lost the first blood. A good gank by Inspired and Jojo, but Jensen's flash has since back up. And that one Drake that's going to be happy to get gold instead for.
Yeah, so next play just seems like continuing to play here around that mid lane, covering Jensen as best as they can, playing for that vision. And every time that Q is prepped, he's going to go in with the hook shots, look to play aggressively, utilize the Camille passive in these trades to absorb any sort of kind of trade back there. And with the early Mythic completion, and Impact very far behind the curve here, you know, he's actually had to sidestep, get some armor in. It's rough now because Fudge already has sustain in the build. Looks like he is going for that full-on side lane here, you know, getting some early sustain. Going to be playing with the Ravenous Hydra, full-on split push build.
Yeah, having a Camille this far ahead here is so nice for Cloud9. It's going to get them the first move towards these objectives as they start to come up. Fudge keeps going for these little chunks and chip damage onto Impact. With being the first to level 11 as well, it gives you full priority to start up on this Riptail side. Jojo does have teleport though. So Evil Geniuses with the Azir bottom, they have the possibility if they wanted to make the call to go for it, but it looks like they've said, hey, we're too far behind. Give it up to Cloud9. We don't want to fight quite yet.
And I think, honestly, Jojo might be able to kill that tower. So if he actually gets the tower down on that bottom side, that would be first tower gold for him, which I think is just more valuable because it would be all isolated onto him. So I'll be interested to see if Jensen or Fudge or anyone TPs to actually stop this, because otherwise you're just giving solo first turret gold over to the enemy Azir. Yep. That feels more valuable than whatever you're going to get from the Herald.
And he's going to be first place in gold now. 6,800 gold on Jojopyun. Now the richest man in the game. Thank you for the donation. 450 onto him, but now you've got a nice attempt here by Fudge. Will be in front of the Azir turret, but knocks off the shield, and that means round 2 could be better because Blaber's on the way, Zven's on the way, and a 3v2 could be enough. Inspired spotted, TP comes in, they want to fight right now. Can he ult to immune the stun? Takes it anyway. Jojo's looking on the way out, finally ults out to safety with 100 HP left, holds on to just enough combos. Shockwave already burned. I think that was what immuned by the ulti, as out goes EG.
And with that teleport too, it leaves Impact pushing on top side, so Ornn kind of catching up now. Gonna get the extra waves of experience and gold to try and catch up and slowly work away.
The crowd with the pop-off every time Blaber gets a crab now. I'm loving it.
6-1.
What's that crab count, baby?
6-1. If I count correctly.
6-1.
Domination in the crab game.
Insane
worrying
crab count.
trend here for EG.
Honestly, too, here for Cloud9, with the towers getting opened up on the side lanes, it gives even more potential to Fudge. This Camille that we've been talking about, this lead that he has. Divine Sunder with the percentage health damage and the true damage of the second Q activation is just so good at chunking down Ornn that Impact can't really answer anymore. So they're having Jojo on the side lanes here, matched up with the Camille. He was able to self-peel away so that Inspired could live down there. Save his jungler, at least for the time being.
I gotta say, Jojo's gotten some pretty sick value from First Strike already. You know, nearly a full kill worth of gold. 275 gold already earned from that rune. It's very, very nice this early on. It is a rune that really scales well because it's a percentage damage amp on your on all your abilities, plus the gold that you're getting. So it's gotta feel pretty good.
Blaber's going Warmogs. One of the most underrated items in League of Legends. Warmog's second is coming. That item is so good.
And I know you love data, Phreak. Warmog's second has always been, since they made the change to lower the threshold, has been the highest win rate second item for Sejuani for many patches. I'm always tracking the tank builds. And Warmog's is so massive because, especially when you're a player like Blaber and you have that playstyle of always jumping in, going for this crazy engages initially, they will be able to heal him back up if with the extra speed, they can save him, get that reset. So definitely will be a massive front line there. Sejuani does have good health scaling, even into damage with the second part of the W hit with the flail. So.
And your play pattern can work pretty well for it. You know, you'll see Sejuani players sometimes just go in with the ulti and then save the Q, so when they get low, then they Q out. You can Warmogs back up. So it can be pretty powerful. Cloud9, though, going to be able to knock down a tower here. So evening up the turret count, using that to get prio towards this bottom lane. They are roaming down to threaten Jojo, but he knows it's coming and will be able to back it up. It'll be interesting to see if Cloud9 looks to actually challenge at this next Drake here.
We've had almost every single series be 5 games. I'm just glad that with the predictions, again, completely one-sided, we're already getting a look here where this series is going to be closer than anticipated. Fudge in the side lane versus Impact is exactly what he wants.
Yeah, already down half HP right now. Gonna hold ulti for, I think, the right thing to immune. Goes in now. Impact W does absolutely nothing. Puts his own ulti down. But guess what, buddy? You pressed R and just got shot down. 1-0. An ult for safety. And now Danny getting chased. Has some move speed, but there's still more from the other side. Now Fudge does not have his ult anymore, but can try to go for more of a chase. Will not get the slow, but a jump in for Berserker. Still going for it. Red buff slow is on. Danny needs the move speed. In again is Fudge as the kill comes through. Berserker finds another.
Cloud9 going off across the map there. Impact way up. Fudge takes the easy solo kill in the 1v1, then TP's down a bot side where Berserker flashing in, chasing down Danny. That Zeri ultimate is permanent. The Sivir ultimate is not.
Oh my goodness. Cloud9 are such a momentum-based team as well. They're just building up in this game, in this series. 6-1 is the kill count. Catch it up to the crab count. We're going to get dragons evened up afterwards as well. Jensen does not stick around to try and put any more damage into this turret, though. They're not getting greedy. Going for the reset, more important, so they can swap back to the mid lane.
And here it is just one more time. You know, Impact, the amount of move speed you actually have here as this Camille, there's no way you can really outrun him, so you're kind of locked into this fight and just no shot.
Exactly. This is why I was highlighting, when the towers are down, it's an opportunity for the Camille. So big there, and he easily takes it. Then guess what? I finished up my solo bolo so quickly, I'm coming down to lead the charge in the team fight. And Zeri with the Orianna speed, with the Yuumi speed, with his own ultimate speed, catches up. Red buff burns him down.
And Sivir is really quick as well, but the Ghost expired, the ulti expired. Zeri was able to keep the ulti stacks going, so he kept that move speed running. And is able to just barely chase down Danny there. That was a long chase, and it's got to be frustrating to die that far back into your jungle.
Everybody's been chased down by a Zeri at this point. Everybody's had that terror.
Yeah.
Not me.
No?
Fine. The only game I really dislike is Shaco. I think the ult is a questionable spell. It's like, I know what the clone is. It's hitting me. If I kill it, I get feared. If I don't kill it, I take 800 damage. What's my choice? I don't have one. It's exciting.
Ah, we're talking to an AD carry. I can tell.
Yeah.
The only people
Kobe, a
more
Shaco player.
Yeah, the only people more frustrated by a different champion than Zeri. Let's take a look though. Cloud9 again in this beginning of an upset here in game number 1. 2,000 gold, split the dragons. Actually, Blaber's got to get out of there. Yeah, I know that there are groans from the crowd, but a single Sejuani, unfortunately, not going to have a great chance.
Not going to take that 1v2?
Not going to have a great chance versus the Sivir with the Yuumi on top of it.
Well, 7-2, I think, to score line on Crabs now.
And we got to keep in mind how good EG is in team fights, right? Because how many times have we seen them in these kind of situations just fight their way out of it? So Cloud9 has to make sure they're on point with their execution, where they're choosing their fights, because EG is the best team fighting team in the league. And Jojo is monstrously fed. You know, even after all these kills and stuff, he's still equal on gold with Berserker, and he's way ahead of Jensen. He's almost to his death cap. I guess he's still got a ways to go, but he has that first large rod in for his third item. When he hits that, it's Azir's time to shine.
Exactly. We got to focus in on the differences here in the comps, because while they do both have good scaling carries at their backs, in Evil Geniuses, for sure, they want the full 5-on-5.
Yeah.
They want it more structured front to back, because that gives you a better opportunity for Jojo to peel for the Sivir, for the Ornn ultimate to get more value there. Meanwhile, Cloud9, they just need more room, more alone time for Fudge. Side lanes are your friend. Your Camille is so fed here. 2-item power spike. Can instantly heal up these waves. You can see with the Ravenous completed. Also gets so much healing and sustain with the Divine off of the Ornn hits. And there's no way. Impact has learned his lesson. They got to give up the pressure. The biggest strength here for Cloud9, the advantage in the side lanes.
Absolutely. Impact's just going to have to give up that tower. We'll have to back it up. It is worth noting, though, that Berserker, of course, is not playing any sort of cleanse. There's no Mikhail's complete just yet. So when you go in as that Hecarim, and he's actually going Death Stand second, so he'll have some respectable damage. With the Yuumi strapped on top, Hecarim Fear, nothing you can do about it. Yuumi Root, nothing you can do about it. The Ornn ult can come in from long range. The ricochets from the Sivir, all of this can get layered, and that is very, very scary for both Berserker and Jensen. If they do get caught up in that engage, it's very explosive from the EG side.
Something that they touched on themselves even, the Cloud9 members citing Evil Genius's ability to come back in games where they're facing a deficit due to big team fights. We're approaching that stage of the game. 25 minutes in, the neutral objectives in the mid game. Evil Geniuses have been in this position so many times.
Yeah. And
playoffs after playoffs, best of fives.
Absolutely. Unfortunately for them, right, the Dragon Stack is not a thing. It's like, if you keep Baron control and they can't just Baron dance you, 7-3, 7-3. 2 crabs in a row have gone the way of Evil Geniuses.
Is it a reverse crab sweep?
Oh my God! Could it be the first ever? The first ever? Yeah, I don't know how many the total count would have to be.
Yeah, I think he got like the 4th one, so it was like it's like 3, then 1.
Don't let the truth get in the way of a good story here.
That's true. Here we go. Cloud9, the best team the LCS has ever seen against the upstart underdogs and Evil Geniuses in their first LCS playoffs. I don't know. We're gonna stop here.
Everyone liked that.
Doubt. I'm pressing X really hard right now.
Same. Yeah. All right, Dragon's coming up.
Everyone liked him stopping. To be clear.
I see. Yeah.
I see. Yes.
Yeah.
Dragon's
I
coming.
understand.
Dragon is coming up, though, boys. And Cloud9 look like they've been able to plant their flag here already. They've got the control here through the river, and with pushing out mid lane first, should easily be them stacking up number 2.
Oh, Dragon's gonna get hit right now. And we keep the scoreline looking good Cloud9 wise. Now we are again 10 minutes and change away from a Mountain Soul, but they are on the way here. 37 minutes about for that timer. Certainly far into late game when it happens. IE is done for Berserker. His single target damage is definitely there.
So we know what all the Cloud Souls do, or all the Dragon Souls, but what do the Crab Souls do?
Crab souls?
Crab Souls.
You can summon a horde of crabs.
It's like the Belveth ulti. They just walk down.
It's just skull crabs.
Yeah, they die and give up Moose Speed Shrines.
It's basically Zerat Portal then.
Yeah.
Bring it back.
Oh God! Don't bring back Zerat. I'm
Yeah,
sorry
please
we
don't.
opened that door.
Yeah.
Let's close that door very quickly. Evil Geniuses, though, we've been trying to set up this scenario where heading towards these neutral objectives, and the bigger one here, of course, Baron, as you see the transfer of vision over to the Baron area. They've been scaling up. The big thing that they're waiting for is, of course, Danny. You're always waiting on Danny, that Infinity Edge. If they can get that Infinity Edge done, then you'll see Evil Geniuses really try and commit to something. Cloud9 want to force it, though. They know, hey, we've got the Infinity Edge advantage on our AD carry. Try and bait EG over.
Jojo does have his death cap, though, and EG are aware this is going on.
Well, can we look for it now? Inspired is nearby. 4 or 5k health left on it. Is this going to be it? EG in playoffs in front of Baron. Cannot find the Yuumi ult to land on any target. Inspired, so zip it around, but doesn't have his engage either. That's going to be Ghost and his charge timing out Fudge. Still on the flank. Tagged a little bit. Stun's going to land. Is that the kill on Jojo? The shield pops. Will he die? Shuffles back. Stays up for now. Gets out. Stays alive. On the back is Danny running away. Danny's firing at a Blaber. Damage is pretty good. Over the wall he goes. Stays alive. Fudge gets a stun. Down goes Inspired. Danny's got a kite, but Fudge is tanky. Shot back in is a triple kill. And nothing else Jojo can do. 4 unanswered. And Baron this time will go to Cloud9.
Oh, and it all starts off on Blaber with the gliding Sejuani ultimate. Slides right past every EG member, threads the needle, hits the Sejuani ultimate on to Jojo, and Cloud9 wipe Evil Geniuses off that Baron. Again, I want to emphasize the timing we were just talking about. Really good awareness here from Cloud9. They forced it before Danny could get his Infinity Edge. That Sivir was auto-attacking for a good 15 seconds there. No Infinity Edge crits come through. Cloud9 win the team fight. They get the Baron. Huge stuff. And look at this. Blaber slips right in, finds Jojo.
Yeah, and it's only the crown that keeps Jojo from just dying instantaneously, because the crown, did have that couple seconds where with the reduction of damage, but Jojo's almost completely out of the fight. Then you look at the top end, you see Danny here pre-firing this whole time. Zven not quite able to get knocked down. Inspired not able to actually connect
Blaber
as
and
well.
Zven both would have died with IE.
And then really nice spell shield by Danny. He actually spell shielded Fudge's ultimate there as it's about to land, immuning that, so he's able to keep running. But the shockwave from Jensen pulls him back in. And they are really hurt by missing the Yuumi ult and the Ghost from Inspired. Miscommunication from EG, very untypical. The Yuumi ult got popped, and Inspired was backing up, so he couldn't actually get that initial route onto Jensen. And then the team fight right after goes way in the favor of Cloud9.
Yeah, Cloud9 on point this whole game. you know, pushing the game forward, taking proactive plays, forcing the tower dive, forcing the play here on Baron. And they don't lose anyone with the extra stopwatches that they were able to pop at the very end there. Fudge surviving the tower shot as well. Now with Baron buff, they are free to push in. And how do you stop this Camille split push? They're actually 1-3-1 with Jensen all the way up in top lane with his Unleashed teleport. And they've got Fudge in mid, slowly pressuring all 3 lanes here. Cloud9 need to be careful as far as rushing through, but oh my god, Impact's got to be careful even going outside his own base.
Yeah, it is rough, and Impact, you know, building towards potentially a Warmogs could also just be Anathemas, which is much more popular. But if you do want to answer split push, Warmogs, you know, definitely is a good option there. They're going to potentially look for a pick, though. You know, the only way EG can stop this is by getting a kill on one side, because they have no one that can answer Fudge in the 1v1, and if you send multiple members, Cloud9 will just overshove on the other side and be able to get those towers down.
Wow, Jojo, not an easy way out. Shoves around, doesn't matter at all. They lose a mid laner. Here comes the charge of Hecarim. Is it going to be enough, though? Danny gets away from Fudge for a second, and it's time for Ornn to find a knockup, but already 2 members are dead. Danny's got to be careful. Danny goes down, a third kill, and one goes back over to the top side. Impact left alone. Impact locked in place, and he's got nowhere to go but the graveyard. The Bloodlet Ace comes through. Cloud9. 15-1 in kills. They won in crabs, they won in drakes, they won this game. 31-30 on the clock, and haters be damned. Cloud9 take the first game over EG.
Whoa, what a game here. What a game. Cloud9 unleashed. Blaber, Sejuani, control the crabs, control the game. His Sejuani ults, though, towards the end, he finds Jojo both times. Great initiations from him. Great follow-up from the team. Fudge was so massive in the 1 versus 1.
Yep.
Really punishing Evil Geniuses for that tank pick. Blind picking the tank. They flex the Sejuani into jungle.
This was, you know, some of the best punishing we've seen of Ornn this whole year, right? In the LCS, you know, people get this Ornn. They're usually able to stabilize. Even if they're down, they're only down a little bit here. The early game from Blaber forces the flash. Then we see that re-dive there. They get the kill on a very clean dive. Then again, we get the solo kill. You know, all of this kind of snowballing, that pressure, that momentum snowballing to the point where no one could answer the Camille in the side lane whatsoever. EG's options became very limited at that point. So Cloud9 just forces them into a fight when they don't have their spikes.
Yeah.
And they dominate them, and that's the game. Like, this was just so beautifully played out by Cloud9 start to finish.
When Cloud9 are on, they are so exciting to watch. Actually crazy stuff here, dominating Evil Geniuses. You know, the undisputed best team in the LCS here.
Sure.
Under dispute.
Good job by Cloud.